Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Crypto Angel channel. We are back live. We are going to start going live now on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Time because I don't want to interfere with Monday Night Football. But this Saturday I will not be live, so I'm going live on Friday instead because I'm going out of town for my birthday. My birthday is on Saturday, so that's what we got going on. But let's dive into the markets really quickly. This is going to be a shorter stream, probably 15 minutes. And then on Friday, I plan to do 15 to 30 minutes. So right now, let's look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, let's get to that right now. Right now, we're sitting at neutral at 49. Nothing to write home about. I just want to check that out really quickly. If we go over to Bookmap, which is more important, we can see that Bookmap has a lot of liquidity right now where we're sitting right now at $110,800. We have some at 115, but not a lot. I don't see a lot of liquidity above or below us. But if I see any, it'll be slightly above us at 115. That's the next stop I see liquidity. And then if we hop over to the weekly time frame, you see a lot at 125, a ton at 130. I see Bitcoin and crypto making its next leg up right now. I think it's about to start right now. I believe that because gold is breaking out to new all-time highs, whenever that's happened, within 30 days, Bitcoin has also made new all-time highs in the past. So I believe in less than 30 days, 20 to 30 days is my timeline, Bitcoin's at least going to be back to 124. Not financial advice, that's what I believe will happen. So I'm not saying you should long the heck out of everything, but I believe that Bitcoin's about to erupt back to all-time highs, and then from there, who knows? Some people are saying, hey, maybe Bitcoin could go to $200,000 by January 2026. That seems crazy to me. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it's unlikely. I don't want to get too crazy bullish, but I do believe that Bitcoin in the next 20 to 30 days is going to see its all-time high once again. So that's my bullish prediction on the macro time frame. We'll see what happens, and let's get started. By the way, guys, if you guys are requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and we will look at them. But yes, right now, Bookmap does have more liquidity up there at $125,000. And then if you look on the day 15. So really, I see a short term, sometime at the end of this week. I'd be pretty surprised if we at least don't tap 115. That's where the most liquidity is at right now for Bitcoin. You do see some down here at 105, but I believe the low is in for Bitcoin. Maybe I'm wrong. I think if you go back down to 105, though, you're in trouble. So we'll see what happens. I think we're going up to about 115 by Sunday night. That's my target. That's my prediction on Bitcoin. So 115 is the target. Let's go over and look at the charts and see what's going on. Let me start on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. On the daily time frame, you can see that you have this falling wedge. You're trying to break out. Your short-term measure move was 119. The daily is getting overbought, but you're above the 200. That's a good sign. The 2 days above the 200. That's a great sign. The 12-hour is... We are below the 12-hour 200-day moving average on Bitcoin. That's not a good sign for me. That's sitting at 112.200. We must get above that. Right now, Bitcoin is getting rejected off of the 12-hour 200-day moving average. So I would say $112,200 is some key resistance. And we must break back above $112,000. If you look at the 8-hour, you're also below the 8-hour 200-day moving average. You must get back above that. The 6-hour is also below the 200. That's not good. And the 4-hour time frame, again, it's hard to see, but it is up there at 113,900. So, again, right now for Bitcoin, we must get above these key moving averages on these smaller time frames. 3-hour is below the 200. The 2-hour is about to lose the 200. And the 1-hour is as well. And you have to understand that the daily is again overbought. So I'm a little bit short term. It doesn't look great to me. I do see more liquidity to the upside on Bookmap at 115. But I don't know. The markets look sketchy, at least according to TradingView. Then you look at the half-hour time frame, you're right below the 200 moving average. You're kind of struggling to hold 113.3 even. So I gotta say, Bookmap has more liquidity to the upside. But I see the charts kind of look bearish to me, and I didn't know this coming into tonight. I didn't really dissect the charts much. That's a rising wedge on the 50-minute time frame after your massive dump. If anything, that's a rising wedge, or you could say it's a bear flag. And unfortunately for me, Bitcoin looks bearish to me just looking at the charts. Bookmap does suggest 115, but the charts suggest we go lower to approximately 109.4. So 109.345 is a target measure move. So let me just look at the really small time frames and dissect what's going on. Bitcoin really needs to make some kind of massive rounded bottom here. So you may, Can you make a V-shaped recovery now and make it Adam and Eve double bottom down there at 110.7? That's what we need to have happen. This must be the bottom. If we take out 110.8, I'll say, then I believe that Bitcoin is going to be in for some doomsday targets down to about, maybe not doomsday, but I would say if Bitcoin cannot hold $110,800, your major move would be 109.4. But I could see this. Look, I see this starting to become an Adam and Eve double bottom. That's where you make a rounded bottom, get a pump up, then drop again really fast, but get bought back up again really fast. So this would be a rounded bottom, and then this could be your V-shaped recovery. But in order for you to get the V-shaped recovery and make it an Adam and Eve double bottom, you would need Bitcoin to get the rally, and the 15-minute time frame would need to start rallying here. You would need to see this as a falling wedge here, and maybe a slightly higher low, and then Bitcoin could really get busy and get back to almost 112,000 if we treat this as a falling wedge. And that's what I would do. If I was trading this, I'm not going to trade this because it's a little sketchy, but I see this as an Adam and Eve double bottom, and then this is a falling wedge that can break out to about 112,000. So if I had to call it for the rest of the night, I would say we're going back to 112. I know that I said the higher time frames don't look great, but the 15-minute time frame isn't a falling wedge. This could become an Adam and Eve double bottom if the falling wedge starts to play out. So I'm going to say this. I see us continuing up here for Bitcoin, and I will leave it at that. So that's my call for tonight, is that we get a small move up here on Bitcoin. Look, 5 minutes about to break out now. That's a bullish engulfing candle. So I see this as I see Bitcoin about to break to 112 tonight. That's my measure move, and that's my target for the rest of the night, is probably sometime in the night we hit 112. Appreciate you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. Appreciate that. So, is it going to crash or not? I don't know. I don't think tonight it's going to. No. I believe that we are going to get some upside here for the market, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for the likes on YouTube. How confident are you in the thesis? What do you think about Solana and ETH? In my thesis, I'm pretty confident in what I look at. I'm pretty confident in my TA. I've been doing this for 4 years. Solana, I'm in a long-term Solana trade for the last 10 days. I see Solana getting a move to 297. If you missed it, go check out my YouTube video that I just posted. I also made a quick TikTok video about it, but I see Solana getting a pump. As far as Ethereum, I will look at Ethereum. I'm not going to go over Solana again because Thank you for the roses. They smell so good. They smell so good. They smell so good. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's go look at Ethereum right now. So I said Ethereum is in this inverted head and shoulders pattern. Here's the left shoulder, here's your head, here's your inverted right shoulder, and I see Ethereum on the daily time frame, which is oversold, breaking up to about $5,300. That's my measure move. So I'm bullish on Ethereum. I'm bullish on Solana, and I see altcoin season about to happen. Bitcoin dominance is breaking down, so even if Bitcoin goes back to new all-time highs, I see us continuing to the upside. So at the end of the day, guys, I see Ethereum continuing to the upside. Welcome, FDD. Welcome, and I appreciate you guys joining the Telegram group. I see Ethereum breaking out here. Probably in the next few weeks. It's not going to happen immediately, but I see Ethereum possibly getting up to about 5,300 if you want to be conservative. So that I see all-time highs incoming for Ethereum sometime in October, most likely, or late September, early October. That's my prediction on Ethereum. So I see an inverted head and shoulders on the daily, and then. Could you say that this is like a falling wedge here on the 12-hour? It's not beautiful, but this is kind of still falling wedge here on the 12-hour time frame. So I see multiple bullish patterns here. And that alone, the falling wedge alone on the 12-hour could break you up to $5,062. We'll see what happens, but that's my prediction on Ethereum. Ethereum looks great, so thank you for that request. It looks just as good, in my opinion, as Solana. So... yeah, guys, it looks bullish. The markets look bullish to me. And now the 5 minute, I just said, I see a Adam and Eve double bottom on Bitcoin on the 5 minute, and we are starting to break out of here. And again, my major move tonight, guys, is $112,000. Actually, you know what? I'll say 111.9. I think you go to 112 to 9. I'll stick to 112. I think 112 is. I think you're gonna get to 112 tonight. And you know, I think we hit $112,000 before the stock market opens tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. So I think sometime in the next 11 to 12 hours, Bitcoin hits $112,000. So yeah, that's what I see going on. 80% of the live goal is completed. Awesome, guys. Can we get all the way up there? We'll see. What do we need? One more rows to get there. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, guys, I see Bitcoin continuing up here, and that's kind of my prediction for the rest of the night. I am in a long trade on Tech 100 as well, which is basically that is just the Nasdaq. That's also kind of a macro trade, but I'll draw it out for you what I see going on with the Nasdaq. And you know, if the stock market's pumping, Ethereum, Bitcoin's pumping, that's just a good sign for all markets. And then especially if you get the rate cut later this month, that'd be very much. I don't think it consolidates this long, but it could. I don't think it does. I think something like that happened. Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if it did consolidate this long, that would be the 5th of November. That's another month. Yeah, that's what it seems right. Yeah, I'd be looking for a breakout here on Nasdaq right now. I would draw it like this. And this is kind of a similar pattern to what we see in Solana right now. Look at that. Pretty similar pattern. Not completely, but pretty similar. If you look at the daily time frame, I see the Nasdaq. Let me go full. Well, I won't go full screen. I see the Nasdaq about to break out here. The last time it was over, still was right here. So, you know, I see the Nasdaq on the daily breaking up to about $27,000, and this could probably happen sometime by the end of September, early October. Just like I said with crypto, I see Bitcoin making new all-time highs early October, late September, probably early October. Same thing with the Nasdaq. So I see the Nasdaq at least getting up to about 27,000 by early October, in a month from today. So that's my prediction on the Nasdaq. My stop loss would be probably about 23,000. My take profit would be about 27,000 and change. So that's my prediction on the Nasdaq. You can trade the Nasdaq on BTC. That's an exchange. That's the one I use. So, anyways, that's what I see going on for the Nasdaq. Ethereum or Solana is about to break out again. Let me look at the 4-hour time frame. It's testing its highs. So I said this could be a head and shoulders pattern, and I still think it could be. But if Bitcoin's breaking up to 212 tonight, it seems unlikely this plays out. But that's definitely a head and shoulders pattern on Solana. So I would say that's your neckline right there. If Solana loses 213, it's not good. If we hold 213, we're fine for a continuation to the upside and testing those highs from 2 weeks ago at 222. And I said in my video, if you break 222, it's we're gonna pump. And if you want to see the target, go check out my YouTube video. But I see 222 being the May. If you break 222, you know we're on our way to $300. That's not my first target, but yeah. So. Well, that's going to kind of wrap it up. Unless you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know, and I'll look at them. But otherwise, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over. I see Solana and Bitcoin pumping tonight. Is it possible to turn $1,000 into 100K in a few months with leverage trading, aiming for consistency? Well, I think it depends if you've done leverage trading before. I think it's possible. I've seen people do it. But I would not recommend it if you've never done it before. So it's possible, absolutely. I would not recommend it at all. Usually fast money doesn't last. I don't know. I just it's possible, yes. Is it likely you're going to be able to do that if you're brand new? Pretty much no, I would say. You have to use proper risk management. So, you know, that's just my thoughts on that. Yeah, Bitcoin continuing up on the 5-minute right now at the highest highs of the live stream, almost 111.4, almost. We're creeping on that level. Solana getting a nice pump on the smaller time frames, I bet. Kind of, yeah. Nice pump off that low of 215. Nothing crazy, but I want to see Solana break 222. When that happens, I'd be interested in more. But I'm still long on Solana. So I got 12 Solana in this trade, I think. So stop loss is 205 at break even. So I can't lose money on the Solana trade, but I can make I can make over $1,000 on this trade if it works out. It might take another month, but I would rather be in a trade for a month and only make $1,000 than be over trading and lose $1,000 in a week, because I've done that many times. So that's where I stand. I've learned I make way more money just trading the higher time frames than the 5-minute, 15-minute. It's fun to watch and look at and trade small amounts here and there, but I make way more money trading the macro time frame. I don't know why. I just do. I think I overtrade. I think that's why. Anyways. Yeah. I just turned 50,000 to 250,000 in a few hours with demo account. That's a 400% in one day. Even if I aim for 10% a day, wouldn't 100K be realistic? I don't know. I think when you trade with your own money, it's going to be different. So this is not financial advice, but what I would do is I would start with $100 and see if you could turn that into 500 or even 200, but I would say 500. See if you can turn $100 into $500. If you can turn that into 100 into 500 in like a month, be conservative in a month. Then maybe you can keep adding on. But when it's your own money, emotions start happening, and that's when you get wrecked. When it's demo account, you don't really care what happens with it. That's just my thoughts on it. I've never traded demo. Maybe I should have many times. It would have saved me money, I'm sure, but it's different when it's your own money in the game. I'll say it like that. Yeah. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, I'll be back live on what is today. I'll be back live on Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time to make up for not going live on Saturday because I'll be out of town, I guess I'll say. But again, for the rest of the night, just to recap, I see Bitcoin going up here to about 112, and out of this Adam and Eve double bottom, and out of this falling wedge here, and that's just my target. If Bitcoin loses 110.8, then it's game over. We're going to dump probably down to 109.4. So if you hold 110.8, then I see 112 coming tonight. If you lose 110.8, I see 109.4 coming, and it's that simple. If this, then that. Right now, it looks very likely we continue up to 112. And I'll leave it at that. That's my update for the markets. And I plan on today is Tuesday. I'll make a few updates to the markets tomorrow, I presume, on my YouTube channel, YouTube Shorts or something like that. But for right now, guys, I see 112 coming for Bitcoin, and the trend is your friend till the end. Right now, on the smaller time frames, the trend is to the upside, especially on the 1 minute. So I see 112 coming sooner rather than later. You're again at the highest highs of this live stream. So yeah, I just see more upside. What's my Discord? I have a trading group. That's my Discord. You would have to join my Patreon. I have a Telegram that's free to join. I alert you when I go live in there. But my Discord is a trading group. And you can get that through my links on social media. So yeah. Thank you, Sparky, for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. So yeah. Thank you guys for the likes on YouTube. I'm not going to answer certain questions because, again, it doesn't matter. Anyways, thank you, Tangi, for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you for the likes as well. So yeah, guys, that's going to kind of wrap it up. I see Bitcoin continuing higher tonight, and I will leave it at that. Again, I'll be live next Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 3 days from right now. So until then, have a trade safe. Always use a stop loss, and I see more upside. I see it's going at some point, probably late in the next 7 days, by Sunday night, up to 115. That's where Bookmap has the most liquidity, and it just looks probable that that's where we go next. Tonight, 112. By Sunday night, I'm predicting 115. In a month from now, I'm predicting 124. That's my update, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, and have a great night. Good night. I'll see you guys on Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. Adios. Thank you guys for joining.